Ukrainian authorities say Russia fired its biggest ever drone barrage on the country just hours after US President Donald Trump called his Russian counterpart crazy and warned Moscow risked new sanctions if it kept up its deadly bombardment. Officials said for 3 consecutive nights, Russia has pummeled Ukraine with large-scale drone attacks, saturating its air defenses and killing at least 13 people on Sunday. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia fired 355 Shahed-type drones, including decoys, in the largest drone attack of the invasion between Sunday night and early Monday. It included 9 cruise missiles launched by the Russian forces. The Ukrainian president claimed that Russia is counting on a prolonged war.
All the more so as Russian strikes are becoming increasingly brazen and large-scale every night. Over 900 attack drones launched against Ukraine in just 3 days, along with ballistic and cruise missiles. There is no military logic in this, but it is a clear political choice, the choice of Putin, the choice of Russia, the choice to keep waging war and destroying lives.
Amid this Russian offensive, the German chancellor allowed Kiev to attack military positions in Russia, saying there were no longer any range restrictions on arms supplied by Western allies to Ukraine.
There are no longer any range restrictions on weapons delivered to Ukraine, neither from the British, nor from the French, nor from us, nor from the Americans. This means that Ukraine can now also defend itself by, for example, attacking military positions in Russia.
However, the Kremlin said any Western decision to lift range limits on arms delivered to Ukraine would be dangerous and at odds with peace efforts. Earlier, Donald Trump on social media said he always had a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin, but he has gone absolutely crazy. In a rare rebuke of the Russian leader, he also said Putin wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it, but if he does that, it will lead to the downfall of Russia. This after Trump indicated that he was absolutely considering increasing sanctions on Moscow. French President Emmanuel Macron said he hopes Donald Trump's anger at Moscow translates into action after a weekend of deadly Russian attacks on Ukraine, despite a push for truce. On a visit to Vietnam, Macron said the US president had realized that Putin had lied to him. Macron called for a deadline to be set for Moscow to agree to a Ukraine ceasefire, backed up by the threat of massive sanctions. Finland's Prime Minister said the international community must pile pressure on the Russian president to begin negotiating a ceasefire in Ukraine. He said without force, Putin will not try to find a solution.